What's up, YouTube? It's Garrett from Snapchat, Instagram, wherever you know me from, doesn't matter. I'm making a spontaneous video tonight about firearms. I don't really know why I wanted to make this. I guess it's kind of been a long time coming, and I really owe you guys a video because you asked for this a lot. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about a starter pistol. Which pistol should you buy as your first gun? Now, this is going to be my opinion. I'm just going to throw out my top 3 pistols, and there's going to be one for each kind of category: striker fire, hammer fire, and revolver. External hammer, rather. Yeah, which one is my favorite from each category? This isn't gonna work for everybody. Everybody, is gonna have their own preferences, what's comfortable to them, what's cool to them, whatever they like. So this isn't gonna be what's the best. This is just what are my favorites. Because you really can't say what's the best starter pistol. Everybody's gonna like them differently. But anyway, before we get into this, I just want to throw out what's my criteria for these guns. One, I for a starter pistol, the main criteria is going to be the price point. I want something that's going to be affordable to somebody who's just entering the gun market and the gun world and just getting their feet wet and aren't trying to go, ball out and spend $1,000, $2,000 on a gun. Though that's kind of hard to do with modern guns, but you know what I mean, especially pistols. But yeah, it has to be affordable, right? Because you don't want to spend all your money on a gun, especially if you don't know if you're even going to like it. 2, they need to be somewhat modular, to some extent customizable, so that way down the road you can suit it to your needs, change things out. I mean, most guns are pretty customizable to some point, but some more than others. And 3, I want it to be reliable. Okay, I want to get you guys something that is going to be easy to use, easy to maneuver, not too complicated to take apart, and just easy to maintain and reliable, right? That's what you don't want to be fucking with some complicated gun and be like, okay, well, this sucks. I'd be better off just beating somebody to death with it. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to start with striker fire. And you guessed it, it's the Glock. The Glock 19 particularly is going to be, I think, in general, the best starter gun for most people, and definitely the best striker fire, internal hammer gun, pistol. What makes the Glock so great? Well, for one, it's cheap. This one is $600 for the 19X, but this is kind of a more special version. So it's a little bit more expensive, but if you get like a Glock 19 Gen 4, it's gonna be like $400. Not bad at all. You're talking save a couple weeks and you got one. It's not a lot of money. They got layaway, all that shit, but they're affordable. Number 2, super modular. This is the definition of a modular pistol. I mean, the sights, barrel, slide, mag release, trigger, slide release, everything on this can be replaced, upgraded to whatever you want it for. If let's say you buy it as just a carry gun, and then later down the road you get into 3-gun or cop shooting, and then you need something a little bit faster, a little bit lighter, whatever, put a light trigger in there, lighter slide, you're good to go. You can do whatever you want to this. And these things are beyond reliable. Obviously, Glocks are known for it. They don't really jam. Super easy maintenance, all that stuff. This is what I would recommend to most people. Additionally, there's other models of Glocks. You can get a Glock 17, that's a longer version of this. Glock 43, the subcompact version. Glock 20, which is a 10 millimeter. They have 45 ACP Glocks. They have 380 Glocks. You can't go wrong with a Glock. And I know they're kind of the generic choice that everybody carries, but everybody carries them for a reason. That's why they're so popular and so many people buy them, because they're just good guns. So that's my choice for striker fire and my overall best home defense, whatever, starter pistol. Whatever you need it for, it's there for you. Moving on to the external hammer guns, we have the CZ75D compact. Or just really any CZ75 model. This one is just the smaller version, which I think fits the hand a little bit better, but maybe I just have small hands. But anyway, the CZ75 is a great choice. It feels more substantial than the Glock because it's all steel. It doesn't have a polymer lower. It's metal slide, metal everything, except the guide rod, which is plastic, which is kind of weird, but who cares? What makes this different than a Glock? Well, like I said, it's all metal, but it has the hammer on the outside. Now, what benefit does that provide? Well, it means that you can decock it and carry it chambered like that if you, for whatever reason, have an aversion to having one in the chamber in the Glock, since it doesn't have a safety and, you know, there's a trigger, and if you pull the trigger, it'll shoot. Well, this is kind of going to be like a revolver. So it's going to be double action, and after you shoot it, when it racks, it's single action, giving you a lighter trigger pull. Additionally, this model has a decocker in it, so that way you can just, you know, chamber around, decock it, and then put it in your holster or wherever, and you're good to go. So that's something that a lot of people are interested in. I really love CZs. They're around $600-ish, which is pretty good considering their build quality is absolutely phenomenal. Super customizable. You can do everything to these, all sorts of different sights and grips and all that good stuff, trigger jobs, hammers. They're really good guns, and you won't regret it. One thing I will say about this that makes it in some cases less desirable than a Glock is they are a little bit heavier. So if you plan on doing some deep concealment or just general carry purposes on your person when you're out running groceries or whatever, you know, it's a little bit heavy and you'll notice it more than you would a Glock. But other than that, man, these things are pretty fucking sick. You can't go wrong with a CZ. Finally, we're gonna move on to the revolvers, because these tend to be a popular choice too, believe it or not. This is my Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. It's a model 686. Why would you choose a revolver in 2020? Well, there's a couple reasons. If you just don't like the way striker fire polymer lower guns feel, they can be, you know, a little bit flimsy feeling in a way, maybe not as substantial. This feels like you get your money's worth for a gun, right? This feels like a gun. This is heavy. The action is super smooth. You know, it just feels well made, right? Additionally, you get a lot of power out of it too. 357 Magnum is a lot more powerful than 9mm, so you get that. You also kind of get the satisfaction of knowing that when you pull the trigger, it's gonna go boom. Because a lot of people, they're like, you know, the semi-auto pistols are kind of complicated. You know, they have all these moving parts. There's more that can go wrong, and they're right. There's more that can go wrong, and this is, I would say, far less likely to jam than even a Glock. And there is easier to work with. Maybe if you have like a disability or you just aren't super coordinated or something. This is more, you know, just point, pull the trigger. That's all you have to do. So this is definitely a viable option. I will say, just a disclaimer, I'm not super knowledgeable on the field of revolvers. This is the only revolver I own, and I just bought it. But this is pretty much the best-selling revolver that there is right now. These are very popular, and for a reason. They're just well-built, really nice revolvers, and people love them. So that is my video on the best starter pistol. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I gave you some good information that hopefully helps you down the road. I didn't talk too much or anything or make myself look too stupid. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new, subscribe. I'll probably be making some more videos soon and hopefully have actual editing and cuts, and don't just ramble on and be awkward for 10 minutes. But yeah, stay tuned. Appreciate it. See ya.